Give this a second to populate. Hello. So, what? Probably wondering, like, what is she doing? She never goes live. Well, what I'm doing is the. And so I'm just kind of going through different things that I discussed within it. And so what this is going to be entitled is why I had to let her go, meaning why I had to let a part of me go that I was before, and how I knew I couldn't continue being that person and being who other people wanted me to be. It's something that comes up when I get asked about why did I title this First I Had to Meet Me. And so that's kind of what I'm going to get into that. And also, I'm going to read three. I think I had three poems bookmarked. And so to kind of, so you guys can see a little bit what's in there and also understand what was behind me writing those. So before I continue, this candle up here is so freaking amazing. It's called Peace. So I have my Peace candle, I have my Love incense, and so that's from New Day Fresh Way. Let me hold this up so you guys can see. New Day Fresh Way Candle Company. You guys, she is so freaking awesome. That girl is so amazing. So it is NDFW Candle Company LLC on Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So you guys check it out. She actually makes her candles. It's so amazing. And then also I have this that came. So as you guys know, CEO Legacy City got his feature, and then boom, look at that spread right there. And right before that. So make sure you guys go check out Stardom 101 magazine and get that issue. It's the motivation issue. So it goes into, if you ever heard, motivate yourself. Okay. So first I had to meet me. Why did I let her go? So also, you guys, my new black ring, I'm so freaking loving this one. The other one was silver. It was cool. It was nice. But this black one, life. Oh, and these earrings. Let me show you this one. Naturally Fly. I got these from Trisha, Treesha, treasures.com. She is another amazing person. Like, I love all these female entrepreneurs that are out here doing their thing and stuff. Love them. They are so nice. So between the New Day Fresh Way and Trisha's earrings, they're so professional. They're so willing to work with you. For instance, with my earrings, the ones I originally wanted, she sold out. Somehow her website was still letting her sell it. So she reached out to me personally and said, hey, pick anything else. I don't care what the price is. Just go ahead and pick that because that's on me. And she had it sent out to me, same day. She sent it out to me. So super excited about that. But to get into it, why did I let her go? So for me, I'm a very much to myself, quiet kind of person, right? And I'm very much, well, used to be, not anymore, very much used to be so much of a people pleaser. I wanted everyone to be happy. I wanted to be that perfect person that everyone wanted me to be. So it's like I had my interests and things like that, but I would show extra interest into other things, asking questions, asking questions, making sure I'm like super interested in what they got on, super supportive, being a part of everything, reading everything that they, just all of that. And it's not just relationships, it was friendships as well, co-workers, all of that, because I wanted so much for people to like me, and not just like, but just to feel that acceptance. So growing up, very shy person, extremely, I guess, smart, book smart. Like, I love reading, I love learning, I love math, I love science. Like, I was the person that was so into school. Okay. So just had to deal with a lot of rejections because being teased, being called a nerd, and all of those things. So when I got to be an adult, I was just like, okay, not going through that again. I'm going to have friends. I'm going to, do this. And so I became that person. Like I wanted to be liked. And then a part of me, I allowed a part of me to be quiet, a part of myself, like, okay, don't speak up too much about this because then you get called, being bitchy, or you get just so much different things that you get from just speaking out, or you're rude, or, you're toxic. And it's not just that the things you were saying, is just the fact that you speak up and people are not used to me speaking up. People are not used to me saying something. So when I would, it's like, oh, who is this person? I don't like this person. And it's like, okay, got it. So then I go and shrink back and go back to being quiet. Well, so much of that, and so much of bringing that on, and so much of um, boundary issues, just trying to be the person reliable and everybody can rely on me, to where I'm giving my last of whatever, maybe money, maybe food, and maybe my car, maybe my place, last of whatever, so that way people can see that I'm dependable, and letting them do that. And then I learned that as more I kept doing it, it became expected. It became to where my income was added into theirs. Like, okay, well, I know if I don't got it, I can always call Zetra, and Zetra could, send me something, or Zetra will go to the ATM real quick, or if I don't have anywhere to stay, I know Zetra gonna let me stay with her, or I know Zetra will let my friend stay with her. Just so much of that is what I allowed. So a part of me just became more quiet in that, and I didn't have those proper boundaries set up. And then also with that became disrespect, because I allowed myself to be disrespected, again, because you want to be accepted, you want to be like that. I sit there, and where a part of me before, or a part of me now, would speak up, at that point I didn't. So just being there and just being around and people disrespecting me, and nothing's being done, and I'm being quiet. Yeah. So it's like, really? And then the people that you thought had your back, or you think the people that you think in a situation would have your back, didn't have my back at all. So it's like, okay, got it. And then even with that, with people telling you how you should react, people telling you how you should be, what you should say, what you should do, knowing if situations was reversed and they were in that, it would never happen. They would never, ever, 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 ever in this lifetime, next lifetime, past lifetime, let anyone come at them any kind of way. But because of who I was, and because of what people were used to from me, they expected me to be quiet. They expected me to stay in this place, to stay in this box, because that's what they got to know me as. And that's who they figured I was. So it's like, you want me to accept things that you yourself would never accept, that you yourself would have been stepped on. But I'm supposed to stay in that place and stay in that mindset and be okay. So all these years, in, what, like 8, 9 years, 8, 9 years of this, 8, 9 years of being that. And I was not even writing anymore because I had to play this role. I had to even, I had to be this person for everyone, a different person for everyone that I had to be. I had to be this kind of wife. I had to be this kind of friend. I had to be this kind of daughter, this kind of sister, this kind of mother, this kind of, employee, to where I couldn't be who I wanted to be, or I couldn't even discover who I wanted to be, because I was so busy being what everyone else wanted me to be. So when I finally got myself back into writing, just expressing myself, seeing like, wow, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in here. And so it was probably a month ago, a month or so ago, where I just finally broke. Like, I completely shut down, broke, My body broke. My body turned against me. Uh, and that was something that was so scary to know that you don't have control over your body, to know you can't tell your mind, you know, we're going to do this, and your mind does it. But instead, you're telling your mind, we're going to do this, and your mind's like, yep, heard you, but I'm doing this. So, uh, just having that physical break, that neurological break, I couldn't talk right. I couldn't move, walk, none of that. So, mentally, too, mentally, just memory completely gone to where I couldn't remember things. Not like where did I put my keys type of thing, but like what are keys? Do I have a car? Do I drive? What is Uber? When is that? You know, things like that type of couldn't remember, to where I, you know, didn't know where I was going, lost in a route that I took every day for like 3 years, completely oblivious, completely just gone, spaced out, couldn't remember any of that. So, just in doing that, right, had that break and stuff, then I had to, that was that wake up. That was that wake up. And, you know, they say like black people don't go to therapy. I went to therapy because I'm just like, this isn't, this isn't right. There's something wrong. So I had started therapy actually before this thing happened. So when it happened, and I'm talking to my therapist, and we're talking and we're trying to work out, we're trying to zero in like where was that breaking point? The other one was kind of like, oh well, try writing things down. Try meditation. Try this. Try that. And it's like still not helping me. So I finally got a real therapist that actually was helpful. At one session, where she's like, well, how's it going, Z? And I was like, well, I'm working on this, and I'm just trying to remember, trying to get into the groove of things, trying to get back to who I was. And finally, she said to me, she looked, let me talk, let me finish. And then finally was like, why? Like, what do you, what do you mean, why? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm trying to be me. What do you mean, why? And she said, why are you trying to go back to being a person that obviously stressed you out so much, that obviously you weren't truly happy being? That was not even you. Why are you stressing yourself trying to go back to her? I was like, yeah. Speechless. I mean, what I'm going to say, because that's what people are used to. Or, you know, that's what made people happy. And that, but it didn't make me happy. It didn't make Z happy. So she was right. Like, why am I fighting so much to be someone that that life was stressing me? That I had to stand for so much things that I would not stand for now, that I would not stand for before I started to conforming to all of this. So she was right. And like I said, that was past like probably a month and a half ago. And since then, I stopped. I stopped being her. I stopped being super understanding. I stopped letting things slide. I just, I stopped because I'm like, I'm not happy being that. I'm not happy sitting and being disrespected. I'm not happy not setting boundaries. So I set boundaries. I I cut off a lot. I cut off people. I cut off everything that was not supportive to me. You're not supporting me. You're not supporting my mental health. You're not supporting my growth. You're not supporting me having peace. You're not supporting my interests. You're not trying to get to know my interests. Cut off. Simple as that. Because I can't grow and I can't be who I am if I'm stuck trying to be what everyone else wanted me to be and being who everyone else wanted to be. And you only get this one life. And when I had that break, that made me realize that one life can be gone just like that. That one life, you could be stuck in your head and not have no control over everything else. And is all of that worth it? No. So I stopped. Like I stopped with that. I stopped with fakeness. That dealing with fake people. Just fake. Because it's like, you don't really have my true interest at heart. If you can tell me, you should just deal with it. Yeah, I know it sucks, but just let it go. Like, would you let it go? No, if somebody did, then don't tell me to. You don't support me. You're not there for me. No reason to keep talking to me. So I did. So when I finally released this, it had been maybe 2-3 weeks. So I finally just like, you know what? And starting new and starting me, I'm going to do so by starting this. So that's what I did. This is like my new start. This is me embracing that. So the very first poem is called Next Chapter. And it goes like this. Starting over, embracing me like never before. First step is looking at my past and closing all doors. No more fantasizing of what could have been. If it was meant to be, then it would have happened. Made excuses for all red flags. Gave CPR trying to hold on to situations that were not meant to last. Too afraid to close the chapter. Too afraid of what may come after. But finally I found me, and let me tell you, that girl is bad. Showing myself the love I never had. The times I thought it was love, but it was fake. Finally realizing real love was worth that wait. So it's like finally realizing that everything that I had before was nothing compared to what I'm at now and what I'm getting now. And it because I had to start that chapter. I was so afraid to do so because you get afraid of letting go. But sometimes you have to let go. If you don't let go, you're stagnant in where you are. And that doesn't do anything. So that is Next Chapter. So then, next one, All I Need. Get Bambi legs, but not from sex, but from walking on my own. Raising my confidence from a baby until it's full grown. I let too many diminish my light, limit myself to only seeing through their sight. Legs getting stronger and you getting nervous. You thought staying in your shadow was my purpose. But I'm striving to get those 3 letters with my name. I'm talking CEO, not MRS. Our goals are not the same. Used to believe that being a wife meant I made it. Then I realized trying to stand beside you was overrated. Felt free when I let go of the dream of that band. Juicy J was right. Hey, it made me dance. Sex isn't what make my dreams wet, but dreaming of my future accomplishments is as good as it gets. Now that I'm doing me, suddenly I'm acting brand new. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you get rid of old stuff, isn't that what you're supposed to do? See, I laid low, made moves, and told no one. Less people you tell, the less their mouth can run. But I'm bougie. When I say nothing, when you ask what's going on, I just realized trusting people is where I went wrong. And I mean, that's self-explanatory. That I went wrong putting my trust in people and realizing that I was willing to do more than they were willing to do for me. And anytime you find that in yourself in that situation, let it go. Trust me, let it go. So after all that searching, after going through that, after letting go, after purging, cleaning out contact lists, cleaning out friend lists, addressing people, letting people know what you're not going to do, how you not going to talk to me. And yes, I had to do that to my boss too. I had to do it because I'm like, what you're not about to do is talk to me like this, and this, and still expect me to do something because you think I need to be here. And so before, I wouldn't have said that. I'm like, oh, what if I lose my job? What if I get in trouble? What if I get rolled up? Oh my gosh, I can't. But I had to get to that point where that's not my fear. Because I'm not going to let you hold a job over my head and get me to act a certain way. Allow you to disrespect me because you think I need this paycheck. No. I'm like, I had to let that fear go because, see, you know, you see me doing all this. I had to let that go because I'm like, I can't keep allowing someone to try to control me in that way because they're holding this over me. I'd rather quit and do whatever, at whatever until I can get to where I want to be than to stay in a place where I'm going to be disrespected. Rather to stay in a place where I'm not living up to what I can do, where I'm being kept inside of a box of a person because this is what you met me as and this is what you expect me to still be. If I'm still the same employee years later, then that says a lot about you and me. So yes, I'd address my boss on that too. But that finally got me to a place where I built up that confidence, where I no longer felt like being around people and they talk about me, like, oh my gosh, they're talking about me. Oh my gosh, what are they saying about me? How could they talk about me? What did I do? I'm not even doing, to where it's just like, still got something to say. You ain't run out of stuff now. You know what? Have that. And I don't care no more. Like, people are gonna talk about you. People gonna fake hug you and then talk about you behind your back. People gonna pretend like they allies with you and then go behind your back. So it's just like, I had to stop caring about people, no matter where you are. If you was my friend, if you was my family member, if we share DNA, if we share coffee in a break room, either way, stop caring about people. You know, you just got to at some point because people will try to manipulate and try to make it seem like they're there for you, that they're on your side, that they protect you, they got you your best interest. And then when the time comes and the time show, where they at? I tell you where they're not, and that's by your side. People are selective in their moves. They're selective in what they do. They have your back around certain times, and then other times they show you that they never really had your back. They just put you out there and you just gotta do. And I think like a part of that is you can't expect people to stand up for you. People are going to stand up for themselves. If standing up for you don't benefit them, if standing up for you cause them to lose stuff, they're not going to stand up for you. They are going to do what benefits them. And I learned that. So I'm like, I can't depend on anybody to have my back because they're not going to have my back. I can't depend on anybody to be there for me because they're not going to be there for me. I had to just say, you know what, Z, you got you. You there for you, and that's all that matters. Everyone else don't matter. If they want to be on board, let them be on board. But other than that, start over and start with you. And that's what I did. I had to start over and start with me by myself doing this because you can't depend on others. Everyone has their agenda. Everyone has what they're trying to reach. And if you're the one that get in the way of what they're trying to reach, if you are preventing them, if you are disrupting their comfort, guess what? They cut you out. So it's like, why continue to give my energy and give all of this when I know if it came down to it, you don't got me. So I have to have me. So that finally got me to a place with this last poem called Wish-ish. And you're going to see when I recite it, got a little bit more, got a little confidence level. Like I said in the last one, got it from where a baby to it's got full grown confidence going. Okay. I'm a firm believer and forget what you heard. People subtract the truth, adding in their own adjectives and verbs. Professionals at deconstructing and reconstructing sentences. Trying to get you caught up, and serving long sentences. And I'm not naive to think it's just my enemies. No, it be the ones claiming to be friends to me. Out here ready to announce everything you do, Like you're not holding on to a few of their truths. Playing innocent, like it wasn't me, until you pull out them receipts for them to see. Like, man, you want me gone that bad? You want my place? Funny that you think that I'm that easy to erase. I guess you didn't know that I was a savage. Guess you expected me to lay down and do the crybaby. Is that what you really thought you was going to see? Thought your deception would be enough to take over my position? Cardi B said it best, you bitches wishing. Sorry to disappoint, but my time is far from up. I can last a lifetime, so you coming from me will never be enough. Whew. Sometimes you gotta be like, ouch. So that really, once I got my confidence level, got back familiar with me, got back knowing me, that's when I wrote Wish-ish. Like other stuff is, and you'll see as you go throughout it, some of it's like, please like me, I'm so sorry, I'll do better. And then some of it's like, it don't matter if I do better or not, it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough for you. I'll never work enough. I'll never love enough. I'll never talk enough. I'll never be quiet enough. Like it. So yeah, you'll see like a mixture of that. So hopefully that explained why I had to let her, meaning the old me, the one that people was used to, why I had to let her go and why I had to go forward with Z and getting to know that because of so much that I put that off. And that wasn't good. That wasn't me. And you guys probably could see like the difference between, you see my first video and I'm like, oh, thanks guys, I appreciate it. And kind of like more shy to where now I'm like, so then this person, and you know, not used to seeing that from me. And that's fine and it's cool because, you know, things are a little different. I'm a little bit more confident. I'm a little bit more what I'm not going to tolerate anymore, what I'm not going to deal with anymore. And just that really fresh start, starting over, letting everybody else go and focusing in on this chick and just being this chick. Like y'all just don't know, like I'm so super just super like, I don't know, excited I guess, because I'm nerdy too. Let me tell you guys, when I found me, I found that Z a little bit nerdy because I'm trying to get into this live action thing, right? I'm trying to get into it. Like if they would just let me join a group. I'm trying to get into it like for real. But just doing that, joining lectures, joining a walking group, just different things like that because I found me and she's a nerd. But it's okay because there's other people like that out there that I can connect to and all of that. So that's that first part of why I had to let her go. I think for my next one, I think we're going to get into some cheating. I think we're going to get into some cheating and misleading. So I have a few poems on that in my book. First I Had to Meet Me. If you guys ever have any questions on any of it, reach out to me. I'm here most of the time. Some of the time. A little bit of time. But I think we're going to get into that next. So that's going to be my next thing, is what I'm going to talk about. And baby, I could tell you guys some stories. Okay, so we're going to put that out there. But thanks again. Make sure you guys check out New Day Fresh Way Candle Company. Let me show you guys that again, because she is so freaking awesome. And then also make sure you pick up this magazine, Motivate Yourself. And if you have not got the Motivate Yourself album, get the Motivate Yourself album. Also, let me vent. Just went gold. Check that out. I'm still venting, coming August 13th. So check that out as well. Thanks, guys.